Yeah, that's right, we are back. Today I'm pretty excited because it is a lovely day and I've taken a trip out to Hayle Skatepark. This comprises of two big bowls, so let's take a look around. So bowl number one is this pool style affair. It's got a round deep end, a bit of a waterfall, and then a square shallow end. Now the shallow end has got to be around 6 feet tall, so not that shallow, and it's pretty steep. Let's jump in and take a look. Now I know from previous experience that the steepness doesn't usually come out in these videos, but oh my goodness, definitely head high. And the surface is reasonably smooth where it's painted, but where it's not painted, it is like grip tape. So gnarly. Coming off on that is going to be emotional, pads or no pads. It's a nice hip there, little waterfall, and then coming into the deep end, I'd say it's probably about 7 foot tall, not quite going to vert, and there's a little bit more of a sample of that roughness. So this whole side is one straight bit of coping, and then coming back into the shallow end, this bit is actually a spine. So if we jump back out, you can see just a bit more than a double coping spine. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, and that is pretty steep both sides. And that leads into the flow bowl area. Now the thing that got me really excited in pictures of this bowl is this over vert section, and I'm hoping to have a little tickle on that bad boy. There's also a rather scary roll in. Now the last time I came here I was a proper beginner and I couldn't do that roll in, it was just too scary. It didn't look like it was going to work. So let's have a little totter across this spine. So there's a bit of a runway down into that roll in, and it seems to just disappear off the edge. Oh my goodness. Coming into the bowl, go straight into a vert extension. There's that over vert up close. Again, all of the concrete is exactly like grip tape. Quite nice and smooth at the top of the over vert, and there's a handy line there to let me know if I do get over. That's one of my goals today. I want to try and carve over the vert line, something I've never tried before. It's a bit of a square bowl section. Again, all of these copings are at least 6 foot tall and pretty steep. And then coming into the other end, lots of little pockets to get speed from. There's a pump pocket there. And then we've got a sort of hexagonal shaped bowl arrangement. This looks super gnarly. Some of these corners are probably a little bit hand troweled, so that's going to be exciting to try and get used to pumping around there and not coming a cropper. I think I'm going to start by having a cruise around, see how it feels, see if I can find a few pumping lines, see what the speed's like. I'm a bit concerned about that concrete, pretty rough. Also want to see if I can do that roll in. Pretty sure I can now, but when I was a beginner that was pretty daunting. Let's give it a go. Okay, I've switched over to the long wheelbase setup. This feels a lot more cruisy. It's got the 60mm wheels and the 17-inch wheelbase is giving me somewhere to pump from. Definitely got a bit more speed that time, and I managed to make it back over the rolling bump up and down. I still have no idea how to get enough speed to get into that oververt section, so that is going to be my next mission. It's starting to feel a little bit different now I'm heading up higher. Everything goes a little bit lightweight. As I come over the top, I can feel that the wheels are maybe coming off a little bit, and it's pretty exciting. The main thing I'm changing is my amount of bravery and the amount of pump I'm doing. I'm really pumping hard down that rolling and also pumping hard on the way up, trying to bend my knees right at the top, stay close into the ramp and then ride it out. Ever present in the back of my mind is this sandpaper concrete, so I'm really conscious of not pushing it too far and coming off, and I think that might be holding me back. So for this last section, I'm going to throw caution to the wind, chance my arm and see if I can get a personal best. The sun is blazing and it's starting to get pretty hot. So before I call it a day and have a little tickle round this bowl, I think my goal is going to be a little bit of backside and front side coping tickle with a few calves. Wish me luck. Well, that's it for my visit to Hayle Skatepark, and what a humbling visit it's been. I don't mind saying I've been brought down a peg or two. Feels like I was a beginner all over again. The main problem I was having was a lack of speed, and that was due to the rough concrete, and also those transitions are a little bit quirky, so I couldn't quite get the pumping rhythm going. Also, I was a little bit fearful of coming off. My experience of that roughness of concrete is it just grabs the pads and rips them off. So I couldn't really throw caution to the wind and really get going. I did reach a few of my main goals. Number one was getting down that roll-in, which I found I couldn't do when I was a proper beginner and visited here last time. It was still pretty scary, but I managed to get a bit of speed. Also managed to get up and over that roll-in. I managed to get up above the vert line on that vert pocket, and that was pretty exciting. I have to admit I was a bit disappointed. I would have wanted to go a bit higher. But again, the key factors that were holding me back was fear of that rough concrete and also generating the speed I needed to go right up into that vert pocket. I came here with lofty ambitions of getting over that spine. That's pretty steep. And I also didn't quite know how that wider double coping would work. I quite enjoyed riding that smaller bowl, managed to summon the courage to get a little snick of the coping backside and front side. That coping was quite sticky, so that front side grind managed to just hold on to it. Overall, it's a pretty nice spot here down at Hayle Skatepark. There's a little cafe you can get an ice cream. On the way in, there's a lovely big play park, tennis courts. The nets are up in the footy goals, and also there's the obligatory basketball court to practice your freestyle and your flatland tricks. If you're tempted to come for a session, I'd recommend packing some bigger wheels, maybe a softer compound. I was glad I had my longer wheelbase skateboard with me. That certainly made life a little bit easier. I'm going to fight the urge to feel disappointed, try and turn that into embracing the fact I've been brought down a peg or two. When I go to an easier to use skate park, hopefully that'll give me a little bit more stoke that I can do it. Going to walk away with my head bowed, but that's the beauty of skateboarding. You can't win them all, and there are going to be those spots that you just can't skate. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos every week. You can follow me on Instagram at John Bishop Skate. As ever, my name's been John Bishop and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.